Hello everyone, today's video is all about how I added particles to the fire effect to my rocket in my game which I was making, and how I added the Y and uh, where did the rocket go?
A few moments later.
There it comes! Okay, so it is all about how I added the Y movement to my rocket and implemented the movement scripts and made them simpler. So I added a particles 2D node to our main node and selected the new particles material option for the process material. To access the process material, we simply click on it. And then you can notice here that the small dots are being created from the center where the particles 2D node is located. Now for the direction, we want it to move left as to make a fire blowing effect. As for the gravity, we don't want to follow it straight down, so I'll make its y 0 and x to a negative value 1. Now the initial velocity is the thing which is its speed, you can say. We'll set it to anything for now. And coming up to the linear acceleration parameter, this helps us to smooth in our particle's speed to give it a cool effect. Now, obviously, we will increase the number of particles at a time as otherwise it isn't much real. Now, increasing the scale parameter will increase the size of each particle. Now, a cool thing I found out that this part can be a good method of the exit transition for each of our particles. We can make a scale curve graph. The right point of the graph is the size at which it vanishes, and the left point is the size at which each particle is created. Now, once created, it animates the size from the left point to the right point. This is perfect for our fire effect. Now, obviously, it isn't nice to let the particles to be coming out from just a point. To randomize the particle creation area spawn, we can select the emission shape and use a shape according to what the particles we are making. In this case, I'll select the shape as box and mention its coordinates. Coming up to the colors menu, we'll select a color ideal for fire. Deep orange is fine. Now, in order to animate the colors of each particle, time to time with the help of a gradient, we can use the color wrap. Select a gradient and then make new color change points, and from the colors panel specify the colors in accordance with the zero color as the leftmost color point and so on to the right. The color of the last point will be the color of the particle while it's going to vanish. Finally, to make it look like the fire is coming from inside the rocket, just select the Show Behind Parent Node checkbox from the Visibility section. Now I will select everything and size them down by holding Shift and resizing with my mouse drag. Now coming up to the code simplification and Y position control. The getActionStrength function returns 1 when the action mentioned in its function brackets is true and 0 if false. So, if we subtract the strength of right key pressed with left, then I'll get -1 if left key pressed and 1 if right key pressed. and 0 if nothing is pressed, as 0 minus 0 is the same. Now I'll delete all the if statements as we don't need it. For the y position, I'll create a variable called y. Then I'll copy the code line for the x control and paste it, changing all the places with x to y, and the left with up and right with down. As we added an y position change, we also want to change the y position by the y variable. So we'll duplicate the position x change code line and paste it, then change all the x with y in that pasted line of code. Also, to make the fire animation start playing once the project starts, I added a line of code which accesses the emitting parameter of the particle studio node and sets it to true, which means that it starts playing. To specify a minimum and maximum limit of the x and y variables so that it doesn't keep on increasing continuously, I'll use the clamp function. This means that if the value of the variable specified is greater than the maximum value, then it will give the maximum value only and minimum if it is smaller than the minimum value. And it will not affect anything if the value of the variable is between these two limits. The first number after the variable's value we want to clamp is the minimum value and the max is the adjacent one. Every time we will set the respective variables to their clamped versions. It is working pretty awesome. Maybe we'll do something cooler in the next Godot video. Stay tuned and don't at all forget to check these videos out and like this video most importantly, and subscribe and hit the bell if you want to stay alerted for about when I release a video. Bye for now.